OKC CBS Sports Radio 105.3 HD1.
Good evening, football fans of Oklahoma. Welcome to the Oklahoma City Public Schools High School Game of the Week right here on PPBC TV and Oklahoma City CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1. Thank you so much for tuning in this Friday night. We've got a nice matchup here for you, and we're excited to get it started here shortly. Our title sponsors for this broadcast are SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep, and Guiding Right Incorporated. Today's game features two teams that know each other very, very well. Our Oklahoma City Public Schools High School Game of the Week is between the Class 4A John Marshall Bears taking on the Class 3A Heritage Hall Chargers. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Jay Swick. Alongside me is my color analyst, Dylan Tribble. And we're broadcasting live from historic stadium, the historic stadium called Taft Stadium, right off May Avenue here in the heart of Oklahoma City. The perfect venue for high school football. Dylan, we've got much cooler temperatures here today, which is definitely a good thing. Stadium's starting to fill up. I'm excited to watch some smash-mouth football here today under the Friday night lights this evening. I would consider this a rivalry game. Both schools only 2 miles apart.
Yes, sir.
They play every year. Tell me, what's your take on tonight's game between John Marshall and Heritage Hall?
Yeah, first off, I like to call this game the battle for the north side because they're both on North Oklahoma City, like you mentioned, right down the street from each other, so you can kind of feel the intensity. But, let's start off with the defending Class 3A state champions, the Heritage Hall Chargers. They're off to a great start so far. They're 2-0, and they're led by their star quarterback, Andy Bass, who is committed to the University of Oklahoma. Week 1, they ended up beating Millwood 47-24, and then last week they had a really tough game against the well-known Clinton Red Tornadoes. They won that game 50-43, so a really good game, and early on we can know that the team is now battle-tested. They went through a hard game, they got hit with adversity, they overcame and got the W, and it was an away game in Clinton, which is not an easy venue to get a W at. And I think tonight they kind of look to build on that momentum. They're 2-0, they're rolling. They want the undefeated perfect season is what they're shooting for. And then on the other side, you got John Marshall, kind of a little bit of a rough start. They're 0-2 to start this season. They lost to Lawton Mack and Bethany in week 1 and 2, but the Bears are hungry to get a win. What better team to get a win against than the team that's right down the street? And this is for the Battle of North Oklahoma City, like I mentioned. So I think it was like 3 years ago they beat Heritage Hall in a really close one, 14-12.
Right here in this stadium, and we had the opportunity to broadcast that game, and I'll never forget it. That was a huge victory for John Marshall, without question, and a lot has changed since that time. But, I think it's going to be a fun one. I think it's going to be a fun game to call for sure, and I appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, you're listening to the Friday Night High School Football pregame show, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony Hospital. SSM Health Hospitals are proud sponsors of Oklahoma City Public School broadcasts. Sometimes after a hard-fought game, players need the services of a sports medicine specialist. And SSM Health Hospitals have a great team of providers that help them recover from their injuries and get them back in the game quickly. Game temperature here tonight, 76 degrees right now.
That's perfect football weather.
A little bit of wind, but, it's around 70 degrees here in the air-conditioned press box.
It feels nice.
Taft Stadium, and I must say it's pretty comfortable up here. But like I said, the little wind out there, not enough to really have an effect on the game tonight. We're about 14 minutes away from kickoff. I do want to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll highlight some of the players and coaches from both teams. Dylan will talk about the keys to the game for both teams. So we'll be right back after this very short commercial break. More of high school football pregame show sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Every Monday at 6 p.m., make plans to check out the Oklahoma City Public Schools Coaches Show. This one-of-a-kind show features student athletes from all types of sports, with great coaches that teach and motivate, along with administrators, community leaders, and former athletes that make Oklahoma City great. This show is hosted by former OU Sooners and John Marshall Bears standout, Michael McDaniel. Listen on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 or watch the show live on the all-new app, PPBC TV. It's the Oklahoma City Public Schools Coaches Show, brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods Stores, the OKC Dodger Foundation, and CBS Sports Radio 105.3.
The best place to be for every Sooner home game is CBS pregame at Pepe de Gatto's on Campus Corner in Norman. 2 hours before every home kickoff, get the latest news, the hottest storylines, and predictions with me, James Hale and Jay Swick. Come and grab a cold drink and the food you need before kickoff. Then after the game, join us immediately for CBS postgame. Jay Swick and the great Thomas Lott will join us at Pepe's for a reaction to the game, along with your phone calls and comments while you're eating and enjoying the great authentic Mexican food at Pepe's, located at 786 Asp Avenue in Norman. They'll have a great game day special every week. It's CBS pre and post game, every home Oklahoma Sooner game with me, James Hale, Jay Swick, and the great Thomas Lott. It's football, food, and fun at Pepe's on your home for CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1.
SSM Health at St. Anthony and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company proudly presents the live broadcast of the biggest high school games in the city. Ain't no night like a Friday night. This week, the Midwest City Bombers head to the Northwest side to face the PC North Panthers live on PPBC TV. The Bombers are looking to pick up a much-needed win, while the Panthers are looking to make it 2 in a row. Stream it this Friday night. Pre-games at 6:30 p.m., kickoffs at 7 o'clock. Watch the game live on our new app, PPBC TV. That's right, PPBC TV. Download the app for free and watch the game live straight from your mobile device. This is also brought to you by Transformation Learning Center on Northwest Expressway, Love's Student of the Month, Super Prep, and Guiding Right Incorporated.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify and receive your free tax assessment by dialing 800-341-3137. If you or your business owe back taxes to the
side, it's the entire sandwich.
Order the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real Chick-fil-A guests paid for their testimonials.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-994-6633. That's 1-800-994-6633. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-994-6633. That's 1-800-994-6633.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Welcome back to High School Football Pregame Show, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM. HD1 here in Oklahoma City. SSM Health Hospitals, proud sponsors of Oklahoma City Public School broadcasts. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Jay Swick. Alongside me is my color analyst, Mr. Dylan Trivel. Of course, we're broadcasting live from historic Taft Stadium right off May Avenue here in Oklahoma City for the big matchup tonight between John Marshall and Heritage Hall. Dylan, let's start with the John Marshall Bears. You know, they're coached by first-year head coach Malcolm Mack. They're currently 0-2 to start the season, but would love to get their first victory tonight here against their rival Heritage Hall, but it won't be easy. Dylan, who do you like for John Marshall this year? What's it going to take for them to get a victory today?
Well, I mean, like you mentioned, it won't be easy. It's going to be a tall task, to say the least, to take down the defending state champs in Class 3A. The Bears only have one returning starter, and it's a senior on the offensive line, Jared Davis. You know, he's kind of the leader of that offensive unit. He looks to get things going in the right direction. They've had a rough start, but why not now? Why not turn things around tonight here at home at Taft Stadium? The other 10 new starters, they have 2 varsity games under their belt now, so that's something that they can take and build off of, kind of get a feel for real live game speed reps at the varsity level. So that's something that they can utilize tonight against the Heritage Hall Chargers.
I'm interested to see how their quarterback plays tonight, Terrence Caldwell. He's a very tough, hard-nosed football player, and they rely heavily, among his, on his talent as a football player, offensively and defensively. We'll see a lot of carries from Sean Powell, James Allen as well. I know Coach Malcolm Mack was bragging on Ivan Garcia. But he really said keep an eye on Dominic Carter, the wide receiver, who's also the starting free safety. He's going to be playing both ways. We'll see a lot of players play both ways tonight here at Taft Stadium for John Marshall. And but our super prep player of the featured player of the game is definitely Terrence Caldwell. He has a calmness about him when there's chaos around him. He never panics. He has good instincts. He kind of knows when to let it go, but also when to run. So he's improved his accuracy this past offseason, but he never quits, and he has a real strength of leadership strength about him that his teammates trust him, and that's why he's playing the most important position on the field, and that's quarterback. So Terrence Caldwell is our featured player of the game. But again, Malcolm Mack said, hey, look at Dominic Carter and see what kind of plays he's going to make offensively and defensively. We really love what he's doing. He's a freshman. So there are several other freshmen that are going to get some opportunities. Malcolm Ed is a wide receiver that will play significant snaps at the at the receiver position. He's also the starting will linebacker.
Okay.
So you got to be on the lookout for him. Joe Davis is somebody they rely on the offense and defensive line. They really like what he brings to the table, and they're just trying to get everyone to play solid, mistake-free football. It's very difficult when it's on the high school level.
Right.
It takes a lot of discipline, and he's trying to instill that into the program. He's building the foundation this year. John Marshall's schedule, the first 5 games of the season, might be the toughest schedule in the state of Oklahoma, and it's certainly tough for him as a head coach coming into a program that needs some uplifting. And Malcolm Mack is the guy to do it, and they really love playing for that guy, and he's well respected around the state of Oklahoma for his ability to tutor and mentor young men, not only on the football field but in the game of life as well. So I really have a lot of respect on what he's trying to do. Terrence Caldwell, starting quarterback, our featured player of the game, brought to you by Super Prep. Super Prep is a premier sports media outlet that features the very best in high school and college student athletes here in the city, the state, and the nation. Super Prep can be found on Oklahoma City CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and also on all social media platforms as Super Prep OK. So if you want to stay in the know regarding high school sports and who's standing out, who deserves a lot of credit in all sports around the state, city, nation, you've got to give them a follow if you want that information, because they do a great job of covering high school athletics. I want to shift gears, talk a little bit about the Heritage Hall Chargers. I know you mentioned them in the opening right there, but they're coached by Brett Bogert. I mean, he's defending 3A state champions from last year. He's won 4 state championships as a head coach at Heritage Hall. He's one of the best coaches in the state. They're 2-0 after beating Millwood and Clinton. And they're trying to be 3-0 today, so we'll see what happens there. But we've got the captains meeting at midfield right now, and they're about to get this coin toss underway. And a few other players I want to talk about at Heritage Hall, like Xavier Freeman is somebody that I really respect. He's known mostly as Gavin Freeman's little brother, but he's making a name for himself. He's creating his own path, and he plays with a motor. He's somebody you really got to respect and watch for down there on that offense and defensive line. Then Jordan Harris is another really good receiver that may make an impact. He's Andy Bass's top target through the air for Heritage Hall. So John Marshall's really going to have to hunker down and double cover him. I mean, you got to do multiple things to keep him from getting the football. That's Heritage Hall in a nutshell. And we've got John Marshall, Heritage Hall, kicking off here shortly, going through the toss right now. And I guess that would conclude our Friday night football pregame show, sponsored by SSM Health. And we're going to take a really quick break and come back and get this game underway. Kickoff is coming up next, so I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1 for our high school game of the week, Friday night at Taft Stadium. John Marshall against Heritage Hall coming up next here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting station.
Planning ahead makes dreams happen. Eating healthy, exercising, avoiding tobacco, drugs, and alcohol. All good things when you're planning to start a family. Take a multivitamin with folic acid every day. And use birth control until you're ready to have a baby. See a healthcare provider as soon as you think you are pregnant. Planning ahead makes dreams come true. Preparing for a lifetime starts today. Visit iio.health.ok.gov.
Welcome back to high school football pregame show sponsored by SSM Health on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1. I'm Jay Swick. To my right, Dylan Treble. And we are minutes, if not seconds, away from kickoff here tonight. Taft Stadium off May Avenue. And our game is between the John Marshall Bears taking on the Heritage Hall Chargers. So glad to be here. It's starting to get darker a little earlier. Dylan, have you noticed that?
I love it. It's my favorite time of the year, late September, and then going into October, which is my favorite month of the year by far. This is the best time for football, and here we are underneath the lights on a Friday night. It doesn't get much better.
Heritage Hall won the toss, and they chose to receive the football to start the game. Our title sponsors for this broadcast, SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep, and Guiding Right Incorporated. Also sponsoring the broadcast, they deserve a little credit too. First Security Bank, Pollard Funeral Home, Geronimo's Bakery, Love's Student of the Month, Big O's Pork and Dreams Barbecue, and new to the sponsor list, State Farm Agent Chuck Davis. State Farm Agent Chuck Davis is also sponsoring this broadcast here tonight. We thank them very much. And there's an onside kick. I don't think it went 10 yards, but it ended up getting bumped out of bounds. So that's a penalty, and that's going to give Heritage Hall really good field position to start this football game, Dylan.
Yeah, if that doesn't go out of bounds, then there are tons of John Marshall Bears right there ready to jump on that football. Goes out of bounds, unfortunately, for the Bears, so the Chargers start out with really good football position to start this game.
And so we're going to see the John Marshall defense out there, and as well as the Heritage Hall offense. You know, their quarterback, Andy Bass, is a very popular player, very well known because he is committed to the University of Oklahoma to play football there next year. But this is his senior year, and you got to take it one game at a time. So he can boomer sooner once it's all over and done with. But you've got a football game here tonight and every week for till mid-December, or till early December, depending on how far you go in the playoffs. But I've never seen as much time in between a flag in my life as I'm probably seeing right now.
Well, last week you and I saw, I think 7 minutes in between a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Never seen it in my life. I'm not really sure what the refs got going on down on the field. Nonetheless, it is time to get this football game started, and Heritage Hall with great field position to get them going. They're going to start out on the John Marshall 45.
That is better than great field position. I mean, to be, really close. Well, is it the 45 or the 40?
It's going to be the 40-yard line.
Yeah, on the 40. So they're 40 yards away from scoring already before they even take a snap in that game. Tough position to be in.
We got some substitutions really early on in this football game. I'm not really sure what is going on.
Are we seeing a re-kick here, possibly?
I think so, yeah. They're going to re-kick it.
Okay, that's what's happening, which is, honestly, that's a good thing for John Marshall because you did not want to give Heritage Hall that much of a leeway.
No, not that lethal offense that the Chargers have.
All right, so back to receive the kick for Heritage Hall is number 1.
That's Boston Fuller, and number 2, Barrett
and there's
Travis.
Another onside that just doesn't even hit the field. It just goes out of bounds.
So clearly they want to be aggressive and try to get the football, but it goes out of bounds once again. So I'm not sure if they're going to re-kick it for a third time or just let the Heritage Hall Charger offense come on the field.
Yeah, the referees are discussing it on where they should place the ball. All we know right now is, Heritage Hall. Are they going to re-kick it here for a third time?
I think so.
All right.
Never seen anything quite like this before, but you experience new things every day in life.
Apparently. Okay, so
get the tee back out.
We're gonna. Now the kickoff team's running off the field, or they're meeting with Coach Mack. This is a very interesting way to start the game.
It is.
Dylan?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Coach Mack, maybe he's going to switch it up and kick an onside kick to the opposite side of the field. Clearly, he doesn't want to kick it down the field.
And
but time will tell what's going to occur.
Here we go. Kickoff team for the John Marshall Bears back out on the field, ready to start the game here for a third time. We're going to have some Charger players shifting.
I think they're going to kick an onside to the far side of the field, just like I predicted.
All right, we'll see if that's the case here. And it's a little bit deeper, and it's recovered by number 12, gets to the 50, and pushed out about the 47 in John Marshall territory.
Number 12, you'll recognize this last name. That is Cal Welker. That is the nephew of the NFL star Wes Welker. And I heard he also is the kicker for the Chargers.
Yes, he's a talented young man, and I know he gets a lot of attention because he is the nephew. He is the nephew of the great Wes Welker. Shotgun formation, hands the ball off right up the middle to number 2, Barrett Davis. And he got about 4 yards on the play. It's going to be about 2nd and 6, and they get right back to the line of scrimmage. There's a lot of misalignment. Oh, it's a fake thrown slant, hits to number 1, Boston Fuller. Fuller gets a first down, gets all the way inside the 20, is pushed out around the 15. There's a lot of misdirection, a lot of confusion, and it's by design from the Heritage Hall offense, and they are on the cusp of scoring. And
yep, that was a
for the
beautiful
first time
tunnel screen to get a huge yard gainage.
Pistol formation, going to hand off to number 2, Barrett Davis. He gets another set of positive yards. We'll see where they line up. And let's see where they spot the ball. Only a 2-yard gain for Barrett Davis. I talked with head coach Brett Bogert, and he was very complimentary of his star running back and who all is, going to be running the football tonight. There's a little bubble screen to Welker. He's going to get it to the 5 and he's short of a touchdown. He's going to get down to the 2. We'll see if they spot him at the 1 maybe, if they're generous. But really good bubble screen there by Cal Welker. And it's going to be 1st and goal at the 1 for the Heritage Hall Chargers.
So it's really clear that Heritage Hall is going to come out and just throw as many screens as possible. They like the blocking that they get on the outside by the receivers. They're on the 1-yard line, and here's Andy Bass for the snap.
Ball is snapped, hands off to Fuller, gets in the end zone for the touchdown, and it wasn't Boston Fuller, it was Barrett Travis for the touchdown. Heritage Hall goes up 6-0 to start the game, and we'll see if they kick the extra point or go for the 2-point conversion here after the first score of the game. Pretty effortless by the Heritage Hall Chargers,
yeah,
so
it
to
looked
speak.
Really smooth and easy, and that was just an easy halfback ISO play right up the middle. The blocking was great. Touchdown Chargers, and here they are for the extra point kick, and that's Welker.
And he's lining up, waiting for the snap. And there may be an offsides here. There's a kick. It is, are we getting the signal here? Or
offsides on John Marshall.
Okay, so they're going to re-kick that.
Yeah.
Because that is true. That the outside linebacker for the Bears got a little trigger happy and made the move and got called for the flag for encroachment. That's going to bring the ball half the distance to the goal line, and it looks like Heritage Hall is going to stick with the extra point here and go with Cal Welker.
Yeah, I heard he's a stud on the Heritage Hall soccer team as well.
Here's the snap. Kick is up, and it is good. The score is 7-0 with about 10 minutes and 34 seconds left in the first quarter. Heritage Hall got the football to start the game and moved it right down the field for a 1-yard rushing touchdown by Barrett Davis to go up 7-0. And that scoring update is brought to you by First Security Bank. First Security Bank is a proud sponsor of the Oklahoma City Public School broadcast. If you're looking for a bank to help make your dream of becoming a homeowner or a business owner come true, let First Security Bank make your dream a reality. First Security Bank, African-American owned, member FDIC. We're going to take a 30-second timeout, come back, and get this, get another kickoff underway. This time the Heritage Hall Chargers will be kicking to the John Marshall Bears. We'll be right back. You're listening to high school football on PPBC TV, CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
And we're back. Deep onside kick to John Marshall. They bring it up a few yards, get close to the 35-yard line for their first possession on offense, 1st and 10 from the 36 from the looks of it. And you're listening to high school football on PPBC TV here and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1. Our title sponsors for this broadcast, SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep, and Guiding Right Incorporated. So we've got the John Marshall Bears offense out onto the field, and we've got an interesting situation here at quarterback where looks to be Sean Powell, number 5.
Sean Powell's lined up at halfback.
Oh, okay, Terrence Caldwell. Okay, you're right. I got him mixed up here. We've got Terrence Caldwell in at quarterback, getting the call from the sideline, relaying it to his teammates. Sean Powell goes in motion, bubble screen to Sean Powell, and he busts through it, still on his feet to the 50, and that was a solid 15-yard catch and run.
Yeah, really
by the
nice.
John Marshall Bears to start the series. Positive play to start the game.
Yeah, Sean Powell showed his ability to break tackles. He breaks about 3 to 4 tackles to get that first down, and the chains are moving for the Bears. Really good first play of scrimmage for that offense of John Marshall.
And good throw by Terrence Caldwell. He doesn't try to do much. He just wants to keep the offense moving and progressing forward. Hands off to Sean Powell. He's going to get it. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown John Marshall to start the game. Took him 2 plays to score.
2 plays to the same guy. He runs it right up the gut. The hole is wide open. Phenomenal blocking by the offensive line. The big man Powell does the rest, and he took it all the way to the residence. We got a game of 7-6. John Marshall with the opportunity to tie it up.
No flags on the play. That's how you want to start on offense. Great play call. I don't know who called the play, if it was Malcolm Mack or if it was Sean Love. Either way, somebody made that decision, and it was the right decision because the seas parted and Sean Powell went untouched about 60 yards.
Yeah, I didn't even see a linebacker at the second level. I think John Marshall's going for 2.
Caldwell steps up in the pocket. He's going to try and run it, and he's going to fall short of the 2-point conversion. So the score is going to remain 7-6, but really good start to the game offensively for John Marshall. Got to be happy with their production, their play calling, their execution to start this game. They come ready to play here tonight at Taft Stadium. 10:18 on the clock. We're going to stay right here because Heritage Hall is going to get the ball back. And that scoring update, again, is brought to you by First Security Bank. And you need to check out their website, fsbokc.com, for more information. I do want to shout out one of our new sponsors, State Farm agent Chuck Davis. And the start to the game is brought to you by State Farm agent Chuck Davis. Let State Farm agent Chuck Davis take care of all your insurance needs. Give him a call today at 405-378-8008. That's 378-8008 for State Farm agent Chuck Davis, one of our key sponsors here for this broadcast. Really good stuff, Dylan.
I mean, it was very simple. First play was a screen for about a 15-yard gain. Second play was just a run right up the gut for a touchdown.
Another deep onside. Rashad Smith of Heritage Hall is going to get it. Now he runs left, now run right, trying to find his blockers. Gets to the 50, still on his feet. He brings it to the other way, 40, and is pushed down maybe at the 39. What an interesting run by Rashad Smith of Heritage Hall, making something out of nothing. We do have a flag on the play. Could be coming back, maybe a block in the back here.
Yeah, whenever the returner is going side to side, back and forth, there's always a good chance of either a hold or a block in the back. We'll see what the refs give us.
Yeah, let's see how they. So it is on Heritage Hall, so that's going to bring them back a little bit. Still pretty good field position. They're going to be at the 40, no, even further back, right? No, okay, 43-yard line for the Heritage Hall Chargers. Andy Bass, their quarterback, overlooking that John Marshall defense. You got the four-man front by the Bears. Ball is snapped, fakes the handoff. Bass is going to throw it over the middle, finds Rashad Smith. No, that's Jordan Harris down to the 35 before he is tackled. Nice 20-yard throw and catch for the Heritage Hall Chargers to move the chains.
Yeah, a beautiful throw by Andy Bass and a beautiful catch by Jordan Harris. Jordan Harris just finds the soft spot in the zone, sits there, and comes up with the first down.
Really good execution here by both teams offensively to start this game. I think the winner will be separated by, who plays the best defense and who makes the less mistakes.
We had a flag after the play was over. I think it was unnecessary roughness on the Bears. Little bit of extracurricular activity after that throw and catch.
So Andy Bass is in the pistol formation. He has Barrett Travis behind him. He's going to fake to Travis, rolls out left. Bass throws, corner of the end zone for Jordan. No good, and they're going to call a pass interference on John Marshall. Dylan, tell me what you think. That was it could have went either way as far as I'm concerned.
It's one of those plays on the ref. It's really tough to make a call because it's such a bang play. And I honestly think there was only interference because the ball was a little underthrown.
Yeah, James Allen was called on pass interference. I don't know what else you want him to do.
Maybe he got there a little too early, but still that's a tough call to make.
Right. So either way, they're gonna penalize John Marshall for that. Heritage Hall's making some substitution. Look for Jordan Harris out there on the short side of the field. 3 receivers split, 1 back. Ball is snapped. Andy Bass hands off to his running back for a touchdown. Basically a quick zone read, handoff to the running back. He saw some room to run on the right side and got in the end zone. I'm not sure who called that touchdown or who.
That was actually number 6. Bladen Vogel was lined up in the slot, and he just comes in motion and takes the handoff all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. The Chargers are up 13-6 now, and Welker's out to kick the extra point.
And here's the extra point. Waiting on the snap here. Ball is snapped, kick is up, and did it get blocked? It looks like it was It was a low kick, and the Bears were able to swipe that down to cut the lead to 7. The Heritage Hall was trying to make it an 8-point game, but they got the extra point blocked. So it is now a 7-point game with 9:36 left in the first quarter. A lot has happened here tonight
has.
In Taft Stadium to start this game. We'll be
right
back after these messages. This is high school football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated on PPBC TV at CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM, HD1. And we're back. High school football sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony. Super Prep OK and Guiding Right Incorporated. With shout out to Alyssa Walker, who said, "Let's go Bears." She's watching this game on PPBC TV. We thank you, Miss Walker, for tuning in to watch the game here tonight from Taft Stadium. Chargers taking an early lead, 13-6, 7-point difference, 9:28 left in the first quarter. John Marshall is about to get their second possession on offense. Last possession, it only took them 2 scores to score.
2 plays
or
to score.
2 plays to
To
score.
the same
Thank you.
man, Sean Powell, the running back, and he's only a sophomore. If I'm John Marshall, I'm going right back to him until Heritage Hall proves that they can stop him. But he's not even on the field right now. We got a different running back.
Yeah, number 12 is Cameron Marshall. 1 man in motion, 4 receivers split. They're going to hand off to Marshall, who tries to go off tackle, and he is tackled right at the line of scrimmage, maybe even for a loss here. Not a very productive play there for John Marshall, but they can get creative offensively. I have a lot of respect for Coach Sean Love and what he does for this football team. Of course, he's a John Marshall alum, and we always appreciate everything he does for his alma mater. Another 3 receivers split, 1 running back. Hands off to Marshall again, right up the middle, and he got minimal gain right there, about a 1 yard, maybe a 2 yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the John Marshall Bears.
Yeah, that Heritage Hall D-line clogged up the hole both plays. I mean, that was maybe a 2 yard gain on the play, so now it's 3rd and long for John Marshall.
4 receivers split, 3 to the one side, 1 to the left, 1 running back, and it's Marshall. They look to the sideline, might make a change. If not, they're going to snap the ball here right now. And there's the snap. Caldwell drops back, runs right. Now he has to run left. Now he looks to get rid of it, and he does. And he got hit pretty good by number 2 for Heritage Hall.
That's Barrett Travis with the quarterback pressure for Heritage Hall.
And we've got a late flag here. Could it be unsportsmanlike conduct, offsetting penalties?
It's going to be on Heritage Hall.
Wow, I'm not sure. This is
maybe
really
roughing the passer because number 2, Barrett Travis, did kind of take down the quarterback with a little extra force. You know, the referees are very protective of quarterbacks these days.
I'd have to rewind the tape to watch it again, but I didn't feel like Barrett Travis was overly aggressive. I mean, this is football, so
I'm with you. I like the contact. That's why you play football. It's a very physical sport.
But the officiating crew is doing their best to try and keep everybody safe. So it's going to be an automatic first down for the John Marshall Bears. 8 minutes, 9 seconds left in this first quarter. And 3 receivers split, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 2 backs, 1 on each side of Caldwell. And they hand off to Sean Powell, and he gets hit in the backfield. Number 24, Graham Murphy.
My goodness, Graham Murphy just flew in there like he was shot out of a cannon to make the tackle in the backfield for a loss. Huge play by that young man.
Really, really impressive defensive play by that young man, and his goal was to create havoc, and he did just that.
He did indeed, and he's only a sophomore for the Chargers.
So a little bit of a setback here for John Marshall. 2nd and 13 from their own 40. Here's the snap. Caldwell drops back, fakes, steps up in the pocket. He's going to go and try to get back to the line of scrimmage, and I don't think he's going to get there. I think it's going to be 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12.
Oh, the quarterback is down, and he is not moving. That is not a good sign whatsoever. He got hit pretty hard at the end of that play. Terrence Caldwell is down on the turf, and even the Heritage Hall players called for help pretty quickly. He is moving his legs now, so that's a good sign.
Right. He is a little bit banged up right now, and everybody's kind of taking a knee. Doesn't look too serious though. I don't want to scare anybody or put out false information, but He is a little bit banged up right now. In fact, we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back and let you know the result of what happened on that play. They're rolling him over now, and he is moving his legs on his own, so that is a good sign. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to High School Football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM, HD1.
Now your ideas don't have to wait.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Welcome to Now.
And we are back. High school football sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony. Super Prep OK and Guiding Right Incorporated here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1. We've got a new quarterback in the game.
Yep, number 13, Malcolm Ed, will come in. He is a freshman quarterback for John Marshall.
Now, the good news is Terrence Caldwell walked off the field under his own power. He's getting tended to along the sideline. But they've got the freshman in, and bad snap. Ball is on the ground, and they're fighting for it. We'll see who comes up with it right now, and it looks like John Marshall recovered it themselves.
Yep, number 5, Sean Powell, the running back, real heads-up play to get on that fumble before anything really bad happened for the Bears.
All right, now they get to keep possession, but it is 4th and 16, so they're going to be forced to punt right now, and we've seen them in past John Marshall games, do a kind of a quick kick scenario with whoever's in at quarterback. But right now, number 59 looks to be the punter, and he's going to get bum rushed. He's going to keep it himself and shake off a couple tacklers, but he's not going to get 16 yards. So it's going to be another good field position possession for the Heritage Hall Chargers here.
No doubt about it. Just a series of unfortunate events for the John Marshall Bears. Now they're pinned back in their own territory. The Chargers start out with great field position. The quarterback and the OU commit, Andy Bass, he's onto the field to lead the Chargers on this offensive drive. We'll see if the Bears can stop them.
1st and 10 from the John Marshall 30. Drop back, Bass looks to throw. Over the middle, has a man wide open, and that's a touchdown, Heritage Hall. I'm trying to think. I think that's Rashad Smith, number 11.
It is Rashad Smith indeed. Just a post route down the middle of the field. That was a dime by the OU commit, Andy Bass, to his man, Rashad Smith, for the touchdown. The Chargers increased their lead.
Wide open pass play, well executed. Great throw by Andy Bass. Okay, so they've got the extra point team out on the field and kind of a swinging gate formation right here.
I love a good old swinging gate
Will
formation.
they go for 2 here? And looks like they are, and they're going to jet sweep to number 24. That is Graham Murphy for the 2-point conversion. It's good. The Chargers are up 21-6 with 6:12 left in the first quarter. Still a lot of football
to
be played here tonight, so stay with us. We'll be back after this quick commercial break. You're listening to High School Football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM, HD1.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Welcome back to high school football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony. Super Prep OK and Guiding Right Incorporated on PPBC TV at CBS Sports Radio, 105.3 FM HD1. Heritage Hall just scored on a beautiful 30-yard pass and catch from Andy Bass to Rashad Smith, and then they went for two on the jet sweep to number 24 Graham Murphy to go up 21-6. So John Marshall's going to get an opportunity to answer. They're about to receive the kickoff and do what they can to cut the deficit a little bit. They scored on their first possession of the game rather easily, and then the second possession, their starting quarterback Terrence Caldwell goes down. So they had to put in their backup, and bad snap. They recovered it, but it was 4th and 16, and that's how Heritage Hall got the ball back. So we'll see. Here's Marshall. He's going to run across the field and has some room to run. There's a flag on the play. He's going to be tackled right around the 34-yard line, but it could be a block in the back, could be a crack back block. It could be a number of different
it could be another hole because, like I said before, when you cut back across field and you're running east and west instead of north and south, that puts these blockers in a really tough position, and that's when you get the crackbacks, and that's when you get the holds. So the referees are going to let us know what the call is right now. Yep. I think it's going to be a block in the back on the Bears.
Right. It's and that's going to push them back a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. In at quarterback again is number 13, Malcolm Ed, freshman quarterback.
He's going to have to grow up really fast, and he's got to grow up right now.
Right.
And be ready
he's
for
somebody
this
they
moment.
really trust. I talked with Coach Malcolm Mack, and he said, be on the lookout for this young freshman. He plays wide receiver, he plays quarterback, but he also plays will linebacker on defense. So he's a featured player, and he's always on the field in some capacity. Right now they're asking him to come in and play quarterback here and try and get some points on the board. So we have twin receiver to the wide side of the field. And let's see. Malcolm Ed is in at quarterback. They're trying to get the ball placed at the correct hash mark here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to bring it over to the near side hash. That is where number 12, Marshall, got tackled on the kickoff.
Right at their own 20-yard line. So the Bears have to move it 80 yards to get in the end zone. Here's Ed, hands off to number 9, James Allen. And he tries to find some kind of daylight, and it was really difficult to find because the Heritage Hall defensive line were filling those gaps. There just wasn't a lot of room to run, and that may be a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, it definitely is.
The John Marshall Bears here.
Chargers D-line just won at the line of scrimmage and was feasting in that backfield.
And we've got a late sub, Jamarius Miles, in on the other side, so it's a 4-receiver split. Waiting for one man in motion. It's James Allen. He goes to the slot. Ball is snapped, and they throw. It's intercepted by Heritage Hall. Quick pick 6. That is a touchdown on defense by number 22, Carter Counts, for the cornerback for Heritage Hall to increase their lead to 27. There's 27-6, and they're going to send out their extra point team to try and make it 28 here momentarily. But
a little bit of miscommunication on that throw. I think the young quarterback thought his receiver was going to come back to the ball. The receiver didn't come back at all. And number 22 for Heritage Hall, Carter Counts, was just right there waiting for it and runs into the end zone for an easy pick 6.
And that's not uncommon, when you see your backup quarterback come in and on a whim and, kind of be thrown into the fire, and he wasn't expecting to play the quarterback position. Sometimes there can be some miscommunication there, and Heritage Hall made them pay for it dearly. So I don't see. I think that extra point was missed.
Yeah, it was. It was. They've had a little bit of difficulty with the extra points for Heritage Hall. One got blocked. That one was missed. So here we are at 27-6. The Chargers are on top of the Bears.
5 minutes, 16 seconds left. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're in tune to high school football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio, 105.3 FM, HD1. We'll be right back.
First Security Bank and Trust Company proudly serves our community and believes we have the responsibility to help it prosper. Bank with people you know and trust, right here in our community. First Security Bank and Trust offers customized personal, small business, and commercial financial products and services to meet your specific needs. To discuss your personal or business needs, visit us today at 1541 Northeast 23rd Street or give us a call at 405-424-4341 or visit our website at www.fsbokc.com. First Security Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And we're back. High school football sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony. Super Prep OK and Guiding Right Incorporated on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio, 105.3 FM HD1. Heritage Hall just scored off the pick six. Interception, return for a touchdown. And now they're going to kick the ball back to John Marshall. And the receiver, I believe that's Marshall himself, Cameron Marshall, with the return. He's going to be brought down really close to the 30-yard line. I think they're going to mark him at the 27 or 28-yard line. 1st and 10, John Marshall.
Yeah, the young fella, Cameron Marshall, he's doing everything he can to try to keep his team afloat in this football game because ever since their QB1, Caldwell, went out, things have kind of been rough for the Bears. I'm just glad that Caldwell was able to walk off the football field, and I don't think he's going to come back in. He's on the bench right now.
No, and, it's unfortunate. He looks devastated. He wanted to play in this game. He accepted the challenge.
They were looking really solid.
Absolutely. The first drive scored effortlessly. So now you've got the backup quarterback, Malcolm Ed, in there. He's going to hand off to the running back for a short game, maybe a yard. Is that James Allen or is that Sean Powell again?
Yeah, that's Sean Powell, number 5, back in at running back. Heritage Hall learned from their mistakes, and we're not going to let him get loose again.
Yep. And saw 55, Xavier Freeman down there in the mix, just clogging holes and making it tough for them to run through them. And it forces those running backs and skill position players to bounce it outside and try and find some room to run. So 2nd down and 8, they're going to give him a 2-yard gain for John Marshall. Malcolm Ed is waiting for the snap, gets it, drops back, has to step up in the pocket. He's going to keep it himself and got maybe another 2 yards or maybe
like
one.
a yard and a half possibly. He had room. If he would have stepped up in the pocket earlier, there was a lot more room to run. He hesitated a little bit, and then Heritage Hall flocked to the football.
Yeah, so 5 minutes left in this first quarter, 3rd and 8. He got back to the line of scrimmage with that quarterback draw. It really wasn't by the design. He wanted to throw it, but the Chargers secondary did a really good job of covering those receivers. And so now they're sending in a play right now to the offense, and Malcolm Ed is relaying that play to his teammates, overlooking the defense. 2 receivers to the short side, 1 to the left, and came out with a strong cadence, and they called the play dead. And I'm glad because that would have been a really bad snap.
That would have been devastating, but the John Marshall head coach called a timeout at the right moment.
And that's what we're going to do as well. You're listening to High School Football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, Guiding Right Incorporated on PPBC TV, CBS Sports Radio, 105.3 FM, HD1. We'll be right back.
Are you facing an unexpected financial emergency? You need WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com can help you get up to $3,000 fast. WeFixMoney.com is free to use, available 24/7, and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Go to the name you trust, WeFixMoney.com. If you need emergency cash up to $3,000 for bills or anything else, type WeFixMoney.com directly into your browser. That's WeFixMoney.com.
And we're back. High school football sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep Bouquet, and Guiding Right Incorporated here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1. Malcolm Ed gets the snap, fakes the throw, keeps it, and gets sacked in the backfield by number 12, Cal Welker. Mr. Do-It-All for Heritage Hall. He's the kicker. He's a wide receiver. He's a kick returner. And right there, he's a blitzing defensive back.
Yeah,
they got a nice quarterback sack.
That was a safety blitz coming off the back edge. The quarterback never saw him. Cal Welker had a free shot at the quarterback. Great play by that young man, and now it is 4th and very long for John Marshall, and they're going to be punting the football.
So they're going to do a little switcheroo here at the quarterback position. Now it's 4th, so there is no quarterback.
Yeah, Powell's going to be punting the football to Jordan Harris.
He kicks it, and it's going to bounce, and not much of a punt by John Marshall. They're
about a 13-yard punt.
Down at about the 36-yard line, so Heritage Hall is going to have great field position at the John Marshall 36. To move their offense, put their offense back out onto the field. And John Marshall's defense is really going to have to be diligent here.
They have to be extremely disciplined and stick to their assignments and their keys. You can't have many mistakes against this Charger offense.
3-man front for John Marshall. Andy Bass gets the snap, throws outside to his running back. First down and more, gets inside the 20. That's a solid 20-yard pitch and catch for the Chargers. They're going to move the chains, get the first down, and now at the 15-yard line is where they're going to spot the ball.
Yep, really simple out route by the running back coming out of the backfield, and now the Chargers are back in the red zone once again.
Andy Bass still at cornerback, still rolling with the 3-man front for John Marshall. And they're going to fake the run. Andy Bass is looking to throw. He has to roll right, gets rid of it, completes it. Is he in the end zone? There is a flag on the play. The receiver caught the pass, and it looked to me he got in the end zone, but I don't see a signal for a touchdown.
Really close if it was a touchdown or not. The pylon got knocked down. Not sure if that's an indication of a touchdown or not.
The penalty,
but there is a flag, so we'll see.
I feel like the penalty could be on Heritage Hall here. And we'll see where the spot is. Right now they've got it spotted at the 15.
Yeah, the referees are done talking. The white hat's going to come out and give us the call here shortly.
All righty. Yeah. Heritage Hall's offense is lining up in formation here. And, yeah, it is on Heritage Hall, so that's going to back it up a little bit. Actually, a lot of bit.
I think it was too many men downfield on the pass. One
I
of those
think
offensive
you're right.
linemen got too far down the field.
I think you're exactly right on that. So let's see, shotgun formation. Well, pistol formation, which is about halfway. It's pistol formation somewhere between a shotgun and under center, right?
Yeah, pistol formation, normally that means the running back is lined up behind the quarterback.
All right, one man in motion. They're going to jet sweep to Jordan Harris to the 30, 25. Gets to the 20, 15, and is finally pushed out of bounds. Really close to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be about 2nd and 10 for Heritage Hall.
Yeah, solid jet sweep play for the Chargers. Great blocking on the outside by Rashad Smith to free up some space for Jordan Harris. And it's going to be another penalty on the Chargers, and it's coming right back. It's a holding call. right when I say good blocking, the referee says holding.
It was too good a blocking.
Broadcaster's jinx strikes again.
No doubt. So that's going to back them up, and Heritage Hall's going the wrong way right now. By their own fault, they would be in prime position to score. And
yeah, self-inflicting wounds here for the Chargers.
Can be costly. Here's the snap. Andy Bass rolls right, throws deep, has a man. Rashad Smith in for a touchdown. That was a 40-yard touchdown pass and catch for the Chargers. They're in the end zone again. Big-time play by the Chargers and got over the last line of defense for that John Marshall defense. And they thought he was going to throw somewhere shorter, but they didn't. They found a wide-open Rashad Smith, scores 28-6 now. Could be 29 if he completes the extra point.
And that's what Rashad Smith does best. He gets behind defensive backfields and makes them pay. Once again, he finds the end zone.
Here's the kick. It is up. No, it scores is now 35. 35-6 for the Heritage Hall Chargers. 1:58 left in the first quarter. So stick around. We've got more high school football coming up next, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1.
Hey y'all, this is Ronte, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is the pimento cheese. I was like, go cheese, go pimento, go honey, go get it.
Hi, this is Chantrice, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is the mild spiciness of the pickled jalapenos. No, it's the crispy chicken. Actually, I can't decide. It's the entire sandwich.
Order the honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real Chick-fil-A guests paid for their testimonials.
And we're back. High school football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio, 105.3 FM HD1. And, again, our title sponsor for this broadcast, SSM Health. SSM Health Hospitals are proud sponsors of Oklahoma City Public School broadcast. And Heritage Hall just kicked the football off to Cameron Marshall, who got smoked.
Right
around the 20-yard line. Really good tackle by the Heritage Hall Charger.
What a stick by number 24, Graham Murphy. Brought the wood on that kickoff. Goodness gracious. Brett Bogert, he's coaching these boys, and they are playing winning football.
No doubt. And let's see, Malcolm Mack is talking to his team and trying to get them focused. I know it's hard to get down on yourself when you're down 35-6, but you got to keep playing. You got to stay focused and doing the best you can and give maximum effort. I would tell the young men, don't even look at the scoreboard. Let's just take it one play at a time. That's all you can do.
Yep.
It's all you can control.
This whole roster is extremely young. John Marshall's a very, very young football team. They can learn from games like this and take it on to the next, because next game, district starts.
Well, I think it's important to say that John Marshall lost their starting quarterback early in the game.
Changed everything.
Terrence Caldwell is a massively important player for this football team. And now they're going through a freshman, and it's a reverse jet sweep. And it was caught in the backfield. Penetration kills those type of plays.
Sure does.
That take a second to evolve. You've got to have good blocking up front. And the Heritage Hall defense really did a great job of penetrating and causing a lot of problems in that backfield. So that's now a four-yard loss. 2nd and 14 for John Marshall.
Yep.
Malcolm Ed is doing what he can right now as the backup quarterback, executing the offense. He's not getting the best of snaps here.
Yeah, snaps have been an issue. Even when Caldwell was still in the football game, the center wasn't on the same page with the quarterback, and it's not really fun for a freshman quarterback to be dealing with that.
And he's going through the hard count, and there is the snap. Did they get somebody to jump? Maybe it's a false start on
That
John
was a
Marshall.
flag from the referee on the backside of the play. So it is going back. It's on John Marshall Bears, unfortunately. It's going to be second and even longer to go.
Yeah, so that is unfortunate. And second and 19. 28 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's the snap. They're going to hand off to the running back. Find some room to run. Sean Powell can get through those first. He always seems to make the first and second guy miss.
He does, indeed.
But Heritage Hall does a really good job of gang tackling. I mean, they're going to hit you on every side.
Yep, disciplined football team.
They pursue the football really, really quickly and efficiently. So that's going to be 3rd and 19. But that's the end of the first quarter. The Chargers are up 35-6 over John Marshall. We're going to take a real quick timeout, and we'll be back with the beginning of the second quarter. When we come back, this is high school football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM, HD1.
Are you facing an unexpected financial emergency? You need WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com can help you get up to $3,000 fast. WeFixMoney.com is free to use, available 24/7, and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Go to the name you trust. WeFixMoney.com.
Welcome back to high school football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1. Got a score 35-6. Heritage Hall right now with the lead over John Marshall. We're about to start this second quarter of action. 3rd and 19 for the John Marshall Bears. Their offense is out on the field.
Them doing that, especially with them being down 35-6. So the punt team is on the field for the Bears.
And Heritage Hall has a very dangerous punt returner in Jordan Harris.
He
He's
holds
got
offers,
several Division I offers
from all the military academies in New Mexico State.
We'll see. Here's the snap. Here's the punt. It's going to be right to Jordan Harris. Catches it 44. Is to the 40, 35. Still on his feet to the 30. And is going to be pushed out of bounds. Maybe a late hit. We do have some laundry on the field.
Yep, it was by the tackle. Not sure what happened on that play.
But he does get pushed out of bounds. Either way, really good field position for Heritage Hall to, score some more points on the board. John Marshall defense really has to step up and make some tackles, get to the football quickly. Even covering receivers. They've got a lot of different things that they've got to improve on here. And I think it starts up front, Dylan.
It does.
You've got to have some kind of push.
Got to win the battle up front. Got to put some pressure on Andy Bass. He's kind of just hanging out. He's got all the time in the world to throw the football. So if you can get back there and pressure him, make it more difficult, it looks like the flag's going to be on John Marshall. So Heritage Hall getting even better field position to start this drive.
Yeah. Let me see where they mark the football. It's right there, really close to the 15. It's at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10, Heritage Hall. Andy Bass overlooking the hands off to Graham, who gets a short gain, number 24 for Heritage Hall. That's Graham Murphy, who scored earlier on the jet sweep. Or it may have been the two-point conversion, either way. We've got a banged-up Heritage Hall player right now on the field. That's number 52.
That's Jack Harris. That's one of their captains. That's one of their leaders on the offense and defensive line. You really got to hope he's okay, because they're going to need him going down the stretch of this long season, because next week district play starts, and that's when all the games count as far as playoff seeding goes.
Want to give another shout-out to our sponsors, First Security Bank, Pollard Funeral Home, Geronimo's Bakery, Love Student of the Month, Big O's Pork and Dreams Barbecue, State Farm Agent Chuck Davis, and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company. And, you know, speaking of Geronimo's Bakery, man, you've got to check out their donuts. They just melt in your mouth. They're very delicious and have one of the best hamburgers in the city over there at Geronimo's Bakery, legendary restaurant that's been servicing Oklahoma City for decades, located at 1817 North Martin Luther King Avenue. Give them a call, 405-427-5893. And, yeah, they're helping him off the field, and we'll have to put in a replacement here shortly, but it's never a good thing when you lose a captain.
Yeah, and it's never a good thing when he can't even put any pressure on the foot. It's his right foot or leg that's injured, and he can't put any pressure on it. That's not a good sign. So tonight's going to be a lot of ice and elevate for that young man, Jack Harris.
So we'll see. The John Marshall defense is running out onto the field. They've got to stay strong. It's been tough tonight, you know, going up against the defending 3A state championship football team. And but if anything, they will, you know, be learning a lot. If they, you know, I think they've learned quite a bit right now, but they've got to develop some sort of push along that defensive line to make it tougher for the offense to execute their game plan.
They did. The last play of scrimmage, number 28, Aiden Clayton, was in the backfield to make the tackle for only a 1-yard gain. I mean, they can build off of that. That's somewhere to start for the Bears.
Shotgun formation, 3 receivers set. Bass throws over the middle. Touchdown, Heritage Hall. They threw it to number 1, Boston Fuller. Nice quick slant over the middle. He found him, and they found pay dirt. There is a flag on the play, and it could be coming back here.
We shall see. I mean, Andy Bass, like I said before, he had all the time in the world back there to throw that football and deliver a dime. But I think it's coming back. It's going to be a penalty on the Chargers.
Yep. That is a 10-yard penalty. So just under 9 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second quarter. And shotgun formation, 2 receivers on each side. Ball is snapped. Bass throws. Incomplete. Receiver dropped it, hit him right in the chest, and 22 dropped it. That's Carter Counts. So that's going to be 3rd down and 14. Clock stopped, 9:34 left in the second quarter. Stay tuned for our halftime show, sponsored by Love's Student of the Month. We'll tell you about the Love's Student of the Month coming up. Same formation. Andy Bass fakes the screen, throws it over the middle. Another quick slant. Gets it to Boston Fuller, and this time it works without penalty.
That was actually Jordan Harris on the touchdown catch.
Oh, okay. So Jordan Harris just, making it look easy, caught it and exploded upfield to get into the end zone. Heritage Hall scores 41-6. Could be 42 pending an extra point.
Yep, he showed his speed and elusiveness on that touchdown catch. Another touchdown for the Chargers. They're up 41-6, and that play right there is why Jordan Harris has multiple Division I football offers.
So the extra point team is out on the field, and a late player substituted in, lining up on the edge there. Cal Welker is the kicker. Waiting on the snap here. Can they get to the 42-point mark? Bad snap, but still recovers, and it looks like it's good. Heritage Hall's up 42-6. 8:25 left in the second quarter, but John Marshall's getting the football Coming up next, you're listening to High School Football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Super Prep and Guiding Right Incorporated here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM, HD1.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
Welcome back to high school football. Broadcasting live from Taft Stadium, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, Guiding Right Incorporated here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1. The Heritage Hall Chargers have a significant lead in the middle of the second quarter. They're up 42-6, and John Marshall's going to get the football back. And back to return the kick, James Allen. You've also got Cameron Marshall. And let me see, is that number 6? And number 6 is going to get the football for John Marshall, bring it up for a short gain. That is Noah Belton for the Bears. And first and 10 for John Marshall. And, you know, we were talking earlier that their quarterback got hurt. Terrence Caldwell out of the game. And the freshman, Malcolm Ed, has been thrown in the fire. And it's been kind of a struggle. There's been some bad snaps, some mistakes, some penalties, poor execution, miscommunication. It's just hasn't been working so far this first half for the Bears, but they're staying diligent. They're going to continue to fight. That's what Bears do, Dylan.
You're right about that. You got to keep fighting.
They fight to the death, and they're in a tough spot right now with 7.5 to play, down 42-6. But they're going to take it one play at a time here, and Malcolm Ed is going to do what he can to operate this offense. James Allen is in motion here. He's going to get lined up in the slot, or actually he's on the outside, far outside, 4 receivers set. And the referees are telling the clock, people, okay, let's get that going. Waiting on the snap. Hands off to Sean Powell, who gets tackled for a loss, a 1-yard loss. So it's going to be about 2nd and 11.
Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, everything positive for John Marshall has to start up front. The O-line has to get a push. They got to give running lanes like they did the first possession of the game on offense. And they had a huge hole for Sean Powell. They got to start creating open lanes for him to run in order to have success on offense.
So 2nd and 11. They're actually going to give him credit to get back to the line of scrimmage. Bad snap, but he picks it up, and he's going to get right back to the line of scrimmage. Heritage Hall defensive line not allowing an inch there, going into a 3rd down play now for John Marshall.
Yep, that was number 2, Barrett Travis, from the linebacker position coming downhill to make that tackle. Now it is 3rd and 10 for the Bears. Got to do whatever you can to try to keep the chains moving and keep the offense on the field.
It's just been tough to develop any kind of rhythm or momentum right now. Malcolm Ed throws quick out route to wide receiver. He catches it and gets brought down immediately. Again, are really close to the line of scrimmage. They're just having a tough time getting any kind of positive yards right now. This is now 4th down and 10, and they're going to have to send their punt unit out there. There's been way too many 3-and-out plays.
Exactly.
Here for John Marshall, and it's unfortunate, but they're punting. The punter just cannot really get much air underneath it. In Heritage Hall just continues to have a really good field position when they start their offensive drive.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would do whatever I could not to punt the ball to this D1 athlete waiting to receive the punt, which is Jordan Harris.
Jordan Harris has trouble
he
picking it
fumbled the
up, and they're
football.
fighting for it. I think Jordan Harris ended up getting there at the last second, but
he sure did.
John Marshall made a good defensive play and almost got the football back, but it's much tougher field position for Heritage Hall because Jordan Harris did not get any kind of return yards. He was fighting for possession. And so they're going to start at the 44, 1st and 10 for Heritage Hall. Andy Bass still in there at quarterback. He's got 3 receivers to the wide side of the field, 1 to the short. He's got 1 running back lined up behind him. And I believe that's Barrett Travis. He's going to fake to Travis, throws to Boston Fuller, gets to the 50, and brought down right around the 47-yard line. About an 8-yard gain for Heritage Hall. They're about 2 yards shy of the first down marker.
No doubt about it. Great blocking on the outside by the young receiver, number 3, Gerard Williams. Now it's 2nd and short for the Chargers.
All right, so it's actually 3rd and 2? Is this?
It's 2nd.
Okay, that's right. All right. Oh, almost intercepted by Cameron Marshall, who actually, I don't know how
he sniffed that one out. He was right there. If it wasn't for the blocker that was on him trying to block, I think he has a pick 6.
I think so. Cameron Marshall just had a Heritage Hall Charger draped all over him because he had a good shot there at getting the football. It's 3rd and 2. Hands off to Travis. He has the first and is really getting close to the 40-yard line, and we'll see where they mark the football. 3.5 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, great run blocking by that Charger O-line. Phenomenal push up front, and that leads to another first down for the Chargers.
Diamond formation here for Heritage Hall. Hands off to Travis. He's going to bounce right and then cuts up for a short gain here for Heritage Hall. Good, solid defensive play by John Marshall. If you can string together those, you can maybe get a stop and get a ball back and an opportunity to cut the deficit a little bit. I think if the Bears were able to score here, they would get a little bit of a confidence boost going into halftime. They got to play some defense here. Here's number 24, Graham Murphy. I don't think he got the first down.
No,
but
he
he's
was
awful
stopped short.
close. They handed him the ball right there at the goal line. Or not the goal line, but he went right up the gut.
Yep, he was hit by the sophomore, number 28, Aiden Clayton, came downhill to make that tackle. And now it's going to be 3rd and about 5 to go for the Chargers. This is a great opportunity for the Bears defense to get off the field.
And, yeah, they're right there at the John Marshall 35. They're going to fake the handoff. Bass throws. Has a man. No, he overthrows the pass. He tried to hit the wide receiver and just put too much mustard on the throw, Dylan.
Well, I think there was miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver because Andy Bass threw the ball pretty much towards the end zone, and then his receiver ran a deep post route over the middle, and Bass throws it like he's running a fade route, just nobody in the area. So Bass is still on the field, so I think they're going to go for it on 4th down.
All right, so late substitution for Heritage Hall. 5 receivers split. They throw an out route. Oh, what a stick! Is that not a live ball?
I don't think so.
Really close. What a tackle by that John Marshall defender.
Phenomenal hit by number 6, Noah Belton, the junior linebacker out there to make a huge play on 4th down. John Marshall gets a stop. Now we got 1:26 minutes left for their offense to try to score a touchdown before halftime.
Yeah, they've, I think, messed up on the scoreboard saying that that we're still in the first quarter. I don't think that's the case.
No, we are in the second quarter.
We're
deep into
here.
it.
Okay. Yeah, we may let them know. Let the scorekeeper know here momentarily.
I think they're on the other side of the glass.
Yeah. Okay, so John Marshall's offense has the football here. And Malcolm Ed, the freshman, in at quarterback still. trying to call the play, relay it to everybody. It's important everybody knows the play. Cameron Marshall in motion, waiting on the snap. Goes right to the quarterback, hands it off to Sean Powell, and number 15 of Callahan Lowry of Heritage Hall just blitzed right up the middle and made the play in the backfield.
Yep, that was the senior linebacker making a huge play for the Chargers in the backfield. And John Marshall, they really need to try to threaten to throw the ball down the field because Heritage Hall just has their safeties coming right up. I mean, there's nobody back at all. They're just crowding the box.
4 receivers split, 2 on each side, 1 running back. Ball, bad snap. He has to chase it, and he jumps on it to stop Heritage Hall from regaining possession here. That's a significant loss for the John Marshall Bears.
It sure is, unfortunately.
Just another tough mistake that they're going to have to really work on in practice.
They've been having issues with the snap all night long, and that was one of those costly mistakes with a great chance to try to get a touchdown because their defense was stout on their last possession out. Now the offense is just 3rd and a country mile to go for the first down.
We'll see. There's only 10 seconds left in this second quarter. Waiting on the snap. 5 seconds left.
They're
going to get it off. That's the end of the first half. The score is 42-6. The Heritage Hall Chargers with the lead. Stay tuned for the Love Student of the Month halftime show here on PPBC TV. Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores would like to celebrate and recognize students who exemplify outstanding characteristics in the classroom and the community. Each month, a student will be selected as Student of the Month, and they'll qualify to win a $10,000 cash scholarship. Apply your child or a student today at kvsp.com. Rules and regulations do apply. So stay tuned. We'll have our halftime show coming up here pretty soon. We'll recap just exactly what happened. We'll speculate on what the second half will look like. Anybody knows, but we will also give you some score updates from other high school football games from around the state of Oklahoma. So stay tuned for that. You're listening to High School Football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Super Prep OK. And Guiding Right Incorporated on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM, HD1.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune in to my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student-athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student-athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Place to be for every Sooner home game is CBS pregame at Pepe Delgado's on Campus Corner in Norman. 2 hours before every home kickoff. Get the latest news, the hottest storylines, and predictions with me, James Hale and Jay Swick. Come and grab a cold drink and the food you need before kickoff. Then after the game, join us immediately for CBS postgame. Jay Swick and the great Thomas Lott will join us at Pepe's for a reaction to the game, along with your phone calls and comments while you're eating and enjoying the great authentic Mexican Italian food at Pepe's, located at 786 Asp Avenue in Norman. They'll have a great game day special every week. It's CBS pre- and post-game, every home Oklahoma Sooner game with me, James Hale, Jay Swick, and the great Thomas Lott. It's football, food, and fun at Pepe's on your home for CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1.
College football fans, DraftKings Sportsbook is hooking you up with a can't-miss offer to start the season. New customers can bet just $5 on college football and score $200 in bonus bets instantly. Anything can happen in college football. The only thing that's a lock is the great offers from DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code REITER, R-E-I-T-E-R. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on college football. That's the code REITER. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. That's the code REITER. Must be present in a state where lawful to wager. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort KS. 21 plus age. Varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See dkng.co/football for eligibility. Terms of responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify and receive your free tax assessment by dialing 800-341-3137. If you or your business owe back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-341-3137. 800-341-3137. That's 800-341-3137.
What makes Taco Bell's rolled chicken tacos so good? Is it the shredded marinated all white meat chicken? Well, yeah, obviously. But it's also the 3 amazing dipping sauces to choose from. Spicy ranch, warm nacho cheese sauce, and house-made daily guacamole. Now, if you need a third reason, their white corn tortillas are fried to golden perfection, which everyone knows is the best kind of perfection. Order rolled chicken tacos on the Taco Bell app. Get 1 dip for 2-pack or 2 dips for 4-pack at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last.
Every business seeks an advantage, whether it's having the best location, hiring top talent, or spotting trends before they happen. And now, the United States Postal Service can give your business a new advantage. Introducing USPS Ground Advantage. Reliable and affordable 2 to 5 day package shipping. It's the advantage you need at the price you want. Get the Ground Advantage at USPS.com/advantage. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America.
Escalade IQ. This the intro to the all-electric Cadillac, perfected like Zoom. And on a full charge, you get 450 miles without the stop. Haiku. This is what I do. Daddy fat intellect since '92. Linked all the way back, panoramic roof. Come with 24-inch rim standard. Ooh, why? Shawty don't kill him. Cadillac diamond in the back, cold chillin'. And when I'm on attack, on the track is no ceiling. Sky's the limit. You hear me? You hear me? Straight drop, no parachutes. Lay lines like a longitude and latitude. Dilly, beloved, clearly we're hustling, bustin', truckin'. Cadillac.
For more on the Escalade IQ, visit Cadillac.com.
Available late 2024. GM estimate 450-mile range on a full charge based on development testing and/or analytical projection consistent with the CHA 1634 revision 2017 MCT. Range subject to change prior to production. Annual rates may vary based on service factors, including ambience, temperature, terrain, battery age, and condition load, and how you use and maintain your vehicle.
Every Monday at 6 p.m., make plans to check out the Oklahoma City Public Schools Coaches Show. This one-of-a-kind show features student-athletes from all types of sports, with great coaches that teach and motivate, along with administrators, community leaders, and former athletes that make Oklahoma City great. This show is hosted by former OU Sooners and John Marshall Bears standout, Michael McDaniel. Listen on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 or watch the show live on the all-new app, PPBC TV. It's the Oklahoma City Public Schools Coaches Show, brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods Stores, the OKC Dodger Foundation, and CBS Sports Radio 105.3.
The State Fair Classic what you hear is say it with your chest. Back. The 2023 State Fair Classic, presented by Chevy. Saturday, September 30th. One ticket gets you 7 major events, like the pregame concert featuring CeeLo Green. 4 p.m. on the Chevy main stage. Then the main event. Prairie View versus Grambling at 6 p.m. You against me against you. Prairie View has won 5 games in a row. But will this game be the one they say enough is enough? Don't forget the Big Show halftime battle of the bands and a post-game concert with Chrisette Michelle. The 2023 State Fair Classic, presented by Chevy. Saturday, September 30th. One ticket, 7 major events. Sponsored in part by the City of Dallas, Dallas Sports Commission, Golden Chick, Methodist Hospital, and Chevy. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. The 2023 State Fair Classic.
Are you looking to rent a car? Better yet, do you need to rent a car but don't want to go through the hassle? If you said yes, let the professionals at A Plus Rent a Car put you in a rental vehicle today. They have low rates, and the only requirements to rent a vehicle is you must be at least 21 years of age with a valid license, utility bill, and lease. Deposits are as low as $100. That's it. Low daily and weekly rental rates are available and great cars to choose from. A Plus Rent a Car is located at 2906 Northwest 23rd Street in Oklahoma City. Check out our website at apluscarental.com or call 405-602-0000. That's 405-602-0000 for A Plus Rent a Car. They accept cash, debit, prepaid, and credit cards.
SSM Health at St. Anthony proudly presents high school football. The young stars shine the brightest on Friday nights. Are you ready for some football? This Friday night, the Heritage Hall Chargers will lace them up to take on the John Marshall Bears. Live from Taft Stadium. Pre-games at 6:30 p.m., kickoffs at 7 o'clock. Listen to the game live on CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM or download the app today. PPBC TV. That's right, PPBC TV. Download the app for free today. Friday night high school football is brought to you by First Security Bank, Pollard Funeral Home, Geronimo's Bakery, Covington Heat and Air, Love Student of the Month, Super Prep, Guiding Right Incorporated, The Black Chronicle newspaper, and Power 103.5.
Meet Bruce.
Hey there.
He's a busy soccer dad who's trying hard to learn the game.
Go for the end zone.
Whoops. Luckily, other things come easy, like banking with Chase. On a tip from his banker, he set up AutoSave in the Chase mobile app. So what are you saving for, Bruce?
Father-daughter soccer camp.
Smart bankers, convenient tools. One bank with the power of both. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
AutoSave requires a Chase checking and savings account. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Moments like my daughter telling me a new joke mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions.
Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One and a member FDIC.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency. All over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep a smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Welcome back to high school football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1. And, of course, our halftime show is brought to you by Love's Student of the Month. Love's Travel Stops and Country Scores want to celebrate and recognize students who exemplify outstanding characteristics in the classroom as well as the community. Each student will be selected. Each month a student will be selected as Student of the Month, and they'll qualify to win a $10,000 cash scholarship, which is really, really good. Apply your child or student today at kvsp.com. Rules and regulations apply. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Jay Swick. To my right, Dylan Tribble.
Yes, sir.
We've got a score, 42-6. Heritage Hall has a significant lead going into the third quarter. I think the main issue for John Marshall was their starting quarterback went down really early in the game. Remember, they on their first possession took them 2 plays. They scored rather easily. And then on the second possession, their quarterback, Terrence Caldwell, went down with injury. He's down there walking around on the sideline, but I don't know if they're going to allow him to get back into the game, Dylan.
No, I think he's done for the night. I saw the hit. It was a helmet-to-helmet hit, and I thought for a second that the referee was going to throw a flag on that, but he didn't. And then I see Caldwell just laying down. I was just happy to see him moving his limbs and walk himself off the football field, live to play another day, as they say. So that was a good sign, but it kind of killed all the momentum that John Marshall had in this football game. Whenever he went down, everything changed for them. And, the bad snaps didn't really help out the young freshman quarterback, and now the score is what it is, 42-6.
If anything, it's a significant learning experience, a very painful learning experience.
No doubt.
But I know Coach Malcolm Mack pretty well, and he I'm guaranteed had a big-time conversation at halftime, and hopefully they'll come out a better team in the second half. It is tough when you're rocking with a backup freshman quarterback.
Yep.
And he's just trying to get some experience and get better, and you just take it one play at a time here. So we'll see what happens this second half, but they're going to have to really stop committing those penalties. And you're right, they've got to get the snapping in order and just to be able to execute efficiently. So that's important for John Marshall, and we'll see if they can do it. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to PPBC TV and our sponsors for this game: First Security Bank, Pollard Funeral Home, Geronimo's Bakery, Love's Student of the Month, Big O's Pork and Dreams Barbecue is one of my favorite spots. They're also sponsoring. State Farm agent Chuck Davis is a new sponsor we have to the PPBC TV list, and as well as Perry Publishing and Broadcasting, also one of our sponsors. But our title sponsors tonight is SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated. In fact, SSM Health Hospitals, proud sponsors of Oklahoma City Public School broadcast. Sometimes after a hard-fought game, Player needs the services of a sports medicine specialist. And SSM Health Hospitals have a great team of providers that help players recover and get back in the game quickly from injury. I believe John Marshall is going to get the ball to start this third quarter. How do they go about it, Dylan? What's the number one thing that they really need to improve on to create some kind of momentum and some kind of rhythm, because that's been absent in the first half.
Yeah,
they're going to try to establish that, going forward here in the third quarter.
I mean, the simplest way to put this is it starts with the blocking up front and getting a good snap to the quarterback so he can gain some confidence back there. He's only a freshman. He got kind of thrown into the lion's den, per se. But, you got to block. You got to block, give the quarterback time. You got to block and give the running back some lanes to run through. We saw what happened when they did give him a lane, the parting of the Red Sea. And number 5, Sean Powell for the Bears, took it to the crib, easy money. I thought we were going to see a lot of that. And then once the quarterback goes down, Caldwell, it kind of felt like that the offensive line lost their mojo in a way. And, now you go into halftime, you get coached up, you got to come back out with a presence of mind and, we can do this. We can, although you're probably not going to come back and win this football game, there's a lot of positive that you can take away in this second half and build into district play, which starts next week.
Yeah, and I know that's important. And John Marshall's schedule has been really front-loaded. They've played some really, really tough teams, and they're playing one here tonight against Heritage Hall. So
yeah, it's the defending Class 3A state champions.
Right, and so Coach Malcolm Mack is doing what he can to prepare these guys for district play, and iron sharpens iron. So if you're out here competing against really good teams, then you yourself should become a better team just by playing them and competing against them. So we'll see what happens here in the second half, and I'm excited to get this third quarter underway and see if John Marshall can't put some more points on the board. We've seen their explosiveness, what they are capable of doing.
Yeah, it's definitely there.
They've got to be able to execute that and get some significant chunk yardage. Any kind of positive yardage they had after Terrence Caldwell's injury was, 3 or 4 yards. Defense, needs to be aware of keeping everything in front of you.
Yeah.
I know some of those receivers from Heritage Hall got behind the safeties.
They definitely did.
Andy Bass was able to find a couple of them. Jordan Harris is one of them. So a lot of speed for the Chargers. They're a good football team. We're not going to, hide that. But it is interesting to see how John Marshall comes out in the effort level and their execution in the second half. We'll see how this works out here shortly. They're getting the football to start the third quarter, so they'll have the first opportunity to cut the deficit a little bit and put some points on the board. So, again, score is 42-6. John Marshall has some work to do, but they're certainly capable, and I have a lot of respect for Coach Malcolm Mack with this very, very young football team. He told me before the game he's playing a lot of freshmen tonight.
A lot of freshmen and a lot of sophomores, so that's promising in itself that you have such a young football team. They're getting varsity reps and varsity experience here on Friday Night Lights. So we'll see if they can, kind of get some positive things to take away from the second half of this football game against the Class 3A defending champions, Heritage Hall.
Back to return the kick, we've got Jamarius Miles, we've got James Allen, we've got number 6, Noah Belton. We'll see who gets the kickoff here, and hopefully they can move the football up the field quickly and get a good return to start out their first possession in the second half in a good way. And looks like it's going to be Noah Belton. Returns it to his 20. Can he get to the 25? Ball is out. He fumbled, and it's recovered by Heritage Hall. And that's a big-time play by the Chargers to start the second half, to create the fumble and then be able to recover it. So now Heritage Hall is going to get an opportunity to add some more points early third quarter.
Yeah, right off the bat, first kick of the second half, fumble. John Marshall just can't really catch a break at this point, and here's that Chargers offense once again. I'm honestly shocked to see Andy Bass still on the football field.
He gets it and hands it off to number 2, who gets tackled right at the line of scrimmage. That's Barrett Travis for the Chargers. And it's going to be a 2nd and 10 for the second play of the second half. 10:50 left, and I believe we're going to see a running clock here in the second half because of the score deficit. Pistol formation. Barrett Travis in the backfield. Hands off to Travis. No, Andy Bass is going to keep it himself. 20, 15, 10. Cuts back in. He's at 5. Can he get in? Yes, he can. Touchdown, Andy Bass. Touchdown, Heritage Hall.
Are you kidding me?
Heck of a run by the OU commit. You see why he's a Division I prospect right there. That gets him to the 49 mark.
Yeah, you see right there up close in person why this kid is going to play football for the University of Oklahoma. That was really the first time that he had to show us what he can do with his legs all night. They made it a point to work on the passing game in the first half, second play of scrimmage, second half. He shows what he can do best, and that is run the football. He's a track star, and that is a quick touchdown for the Heritage Hall Chargers.
And here is the kick. It is good. So the Heritage Hall Chargers are up 49-6 with about 9 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with more high school football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
More football presented by SSM Health at St. Anthony.
And we're back. High school football. Sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1. Heritage Hall created the fumble on defense, then got the ball on offense, and Andy Bass took it about 35 yards for the run and the touchdown to go up 49-6. John Marshall's going to get the ball. James Allen catches it at the 5, 10, 15, goes outside to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and is pushed out at the 40-yard line. Really good return by the running back for John Marshall, James Allen.
Yeah, solid return by that young man. I love that he's still out there fighting for his team, and he gave him a great field position to start with. Now it's going to be up to that freshman quarterback to try to put a drive together and get into the end zone.
They're going to mark it at the 38. He went on the other side of the field, so it's a little bit out of our vantage point.
Yeah, he had literally one man to beat to try to score a touchdown. We could be saying that was a Bears touchdown right now if it wasn't for a game or touchdown-saving tackle.
Number 13, Malcolm Ed, is in at quarterback. We've talked, if you're just now tuning in, Terrence Caldwell, the starting quarterback for John Marshall, went down early in the first quarter, and it's been Malcolm Ed since then. And he's got 4 receivers split. Bad snap, but it goes right to the running back, and that's who was going to get the football in anyway. So sort of a wildcat play. Gets right back to the line of scrimmage, and for little to no gain at all. So it's going to be 2nd 10 from the 38. They're getting the call from the offensive staff for John Marshall, and he's relaying the play to his teammates. 2 receivers on each side. Shotgun formation, Malcolm Ed. Waiting for the snap, directing traffic, has one man in motion. Bad snap, he's going to run, have to fall on it. No, it's picked up, and he's going to run 30, And it's going to be a flag on the play. I'm not sure why, but significant loss for John Marshall because of the bad snap. And it's really hard to get positive yards when the ball's behind the offense like that.
Yeah, and when the ball's hitting the turf almost every time, that's just a tough thing to deal with every single play. It feels like we sound like a broken record up here with the bad snaps. And when I would go back to practice, if I'm the coach for John Marshall, Monday practice, I'm making the center go out there and get snaps in. Like I'm talking 100 to 200 snaps before practice even starts. That will be a point of emphasis because that's where the plays start, is the exchange from the center to the quarterback.
Yeah, it's going to be close to a 2nd and 32. 2nd and 32 for the John Marshall Bears. They were guilty of the penalty. I did not see the call of what exactly the penalty was, but here is the snap. Good snap. Malcolm Ed throws deep right over the middle. It's intercepted by Heritage Hall. Number 44 brings it to the 40, 45-30.
I think he's going all the way.
10, one man to beat, and he got in there. That's a touchdown. Pick 6 again for the Heritage Hall Chargers. Now they're going to be, let's see, 56 to 6, pending an extra point. But really, really good return by number 44, Klein Reuter.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of 3 Chargers just waiting to pick that pass off. The freshman kind of just threw it up because he was being pressured very heavily in the backfield. And number 44 comes up with the pick, and he took it all the way to the crib for a pick 6. Put that on the highlight reel for number 44.
Yeah, and here is the extra point. They're still getting lined up here momentarily, trying to get to that 56 mark. Solid defense from Heritage Hall tonight. Here is the kick. It is up, and it is no good. So they're going to keep the score 55-6. Just under 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Stick with us. This is high school football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1.
The home of Super Bowl 58, OKC's CBS Sports Radio, KINB 105.3 FM HD1, Kingfisher, Oklahoma City, a Perry Broadcasting station.
Be a part of your favorite CBS Sports show now. Text your comments or opinions to 405-451-8089. That's 405-451-8089. We are CBS Sports Radio. CBS Sports Radio 105.3 HD1.
More football presented by SSM Health at St. Anthony.
And we're back. High school football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1. One of our sponsors for this broadcast, Pollard Funeral Home. In your time of need, let the professionals at Pollard Funeral Home help you and your family. Heritage Hall scores off the interception. So they're going to kick the football back to John Marshall. And deep kick, I believe that's James. No, it's not going to be James Allen. It's going to be Cameron Marshall, catches it at the 15. He's going to get to the 20. It's really close to the 25, going to be brought down at the 24-yard line. 1st and 10, John Marshall Bears.
Yeah, Marshall literally had to do everything he could to try to just gain 10 yards. Very elusive player. Made about 4 guys miss to give his team some okay field position to work with. So this is one of those times in the game, got to get the snaps right.
Yeah. You got to do the little things right to get the big things to go. You got to take care of fundamentals. And I mean, the first part of any football play is the snap of the ball to the quarterback. And if you can't get that right, it creates a lot of problems.
Sure does.
And that's been the case for John Marshall tonight. And, of course, their starting quarterback got hurt early, and he's over there on the sideline and seems to be okay now, but they're not going to allow him back in the game. Just under 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Malcolm Ed is still in at quarterback. overlooking the defense, gets the snap, hands it off to Cameron Marshall. He finds some room, 30, 35, 40. And, okay, never mind. Those were the blockers.
That's going to be a first down.
That is a first down for John Marshall. That's some momentum. That's a good positive play.
I really like this kid. Number 12, Cameron Marshall. He's only a sophomore, but you can see the fight. You can see the talent, and the chains are moving for the Bears.
Yeah, he's got a lot of grit. Tough young man, and I think you look for players that are playing really, really hard despite the score. They're well aware, but there's no need to focus on that for the players. Just take it one play at a time. Almost drew him off sides there. Another bad snap, and they're chasing it down, and they've got a foul on it, and that's Cameron Marshall. It's going to be, 2nd and 30 again.
Yeah, that's
been the Achilles heel tonight.
Tough. Yep, you're exactly right.
That's been the Aaron Rodgers for the John Marshall.
Man, it's just so tough to overcome the line to gain whenever it's 2nd and 30 to go just to get a first down.
You didn't like the Aaron Rodgers
I did
usage?
not appreciate that.
Okay.
Even though he's not a Packer, I'm still a Rodgers fan as long as he's playing football.
Ladies and gentlemen, my buddy here, Dylan Tribble, is a massive Green Bay Packers fan, but he still has love for Aaron Rodgers even though he plays for the Jets. Or should I say played for the Jets.
He'll be back.
1st and 30. I guess it's I thought it was 2nd 30, but that's all right. And they can incompletion trying to get Cameron Marshall out there in the flats. And incomplete pass. But we've got a running clock here in the second half. Under 1 minute left in the third quarter. Again, the score's 55-6. Heritage Hall on top of John Marshall. They've been very dominant tonight. And anytime John Marshall gets any kind of momentum or rhythm, they make a mistake and get a bad snap. It's just been a tough night for the Bears of John Marshall. One man in motion. Malcolm Mack gets it, has to run right, and bursts up field for a short gain, but that's going to be far short of the first down marker. And I believe that's going to be the end of the third quarter. It is now 4th down and long for the John Marshall, and they're going to send in their punt unit. But stick with us. Fourth quarter coming up next. This is high school football sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, and Guiding Right Incorporated on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1.
Very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
More football presented by SSM Health at St. Anthony.
And we're back. Fourth quarter about to begin here momentarily. You're listening to High School Football, sponsored by SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep OK, Guiding Right Incorporated here on PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1. And 4th and 30 for the John Marshall Bears. There's the snap. Kick is up, and there's nobody to receive it, and it takes a John Marshall bounce. So Heritage Hall is going to start this offensive possession from the 41-yard line, their own 41-yard line. And we'll see if Andy Bass is still in the game or if they start to play some of those younger players.
No, I think Andy Bass is going to stay on the sideline. We got a new quarterback in the game for the Chargers. Looks like it's going to be number 18 for Heritage Hall, which is Walker Nelson, the senior quarterback for Heritage Hall.
Yeah, I was talking with Kyle Gillum on the field beforehand, and he had some really good things to say about that young man, and he just needs experience. Walker Nelson works really hard at everything he does and studies film. You never know when he's going to be needed.
No doubt about that.
And obviously he's not needed tonight necessarily, but with the score being 55-6, Brett Bogert said go ahead and put him in the game. Let's get him some experience, and that seems to be the case. 2nd and 9 right now. And let's see. Ball is snapped, and I'm not real sure who took off with the football there, Dylan.
It was number 24, Graham Murphy, with the carry. A nice little 9-yard run for number 24, the sophomore running back for Heritage Hall.
And John Marshall's defense is doing what they can. They've held him here to the third down right now. Got a few more yards to hold them, and they're going to fake and throw. You get the quarterback to throw out to the flats, incomplete. So now it's going to be 4th and, I believe, 2. Do they go for it here?
Why not? You're up 55-6. You got a senior quarterback. He's a backup behind the OU commit. Why not let him get another rep? This is a great situation for him to be in. It's a tough one, even though they're up big. Hey, it's 4th down and 2. Can you get us a first down and move the chains?
Yeah, 3 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right. 4th and 2. Ball is snapped. He's going to keep it himself. Runs east. Has to get up the field. Doesn't. The John Marshall defense created some pressure, applied it, and was able to make the stop. And Heritage Hall turns the ball over on downs.
Nice fight by that John Marshall Bears defense. Number 28, that defensive end, Aiden Clanton, he stayed true to his assignment. He did not let the quarterback for Heritage Hall get the edge, and now it's a turnover on downs. The Bears are getting the football back.
And so the quarterback, we've talked about him all game, number 13 for John Marshall, Malcolm Ed, is doing his best to, create some positive plays here. James Allen, a late substitution, late on the field, lined up at wide receiver. Ed is overlooking the defense, gets the snap, hands off to Sean Powell, who has 10 yards, easy. Nice 12-yard gain. That's going to move the chains for John Marshall.
That is what I like to see out of the John Marshall offensive line and that young running back who scored early on in the football game, Sean Powell. He's a sophomore, but he does not play like a sophomore. He is a tough runner.
And they get right back up to the line of scrimmage and getting the play call in there. I think Heritage Hall has substituted some of their younger players in on defense as well, trying to get them some experience. So here's Malcolm Ebb, gets the snap, fakes the handoff, throwing over the middle, and overthrows James Allen right there along the right hash mark. He was double covered, but for a split second, James Allen was leading the pack. There was just too much air under the football.
Yeah, a little too much air. It gave time for the defensive backs to make up and make a play on the football. So now we're at 2nd and 10 for the Bears. I like that they actually threw the football down the field, though.
I do, too. And I think, you see what they're capable of if they're just able to execute the small things, the fundamentals, the basics. If they get a good snap, they are physical and talented enough to execute this offense in a positive way. Malcolm Ed has Sean Powell in motion. We've got a false start, maybe?
Yep, that's going to be the pulling guard trying to get an early start.
Got a little ahead of himself, which is unfortunate because that's going to back him up. And now it's going to be 2nd and 15. 6:45 left in the fourth quarter here tonight from Taft Stadium. It's just a really young team, that's going through it. They're going through the growing pains.
That's exactly right.
Again, I want to be specific to our listeners. I have a lot of faith in Malcolm Mack. He's well respected around the state with what he's able to do as a coach, and it's just it's tough and almost intercepted there. Malcolm Ed put too much air under that pass to the out route, and it was almost picked off. Glad it wasn't, because if he did, it's another pick six.
Yeah,
There's
that's
been
a
two
house
of them.
call. Yep.
There's been two of them here today at Taft Stadium. So, but I know that Malcolm Mack is working really, really hard with these young players and getting them to mature and grow and establish a strong work ethic. And the schedule has been really hard on them. Like, they're playing some really good teams the first 5 games of the season.
Another bad snap.
Bad snap
so
there.
So unfortunate.
Malcolm Ed falls on it, so now it's 4th and a mile, and it's going to force John Marshall to punt the football back to Heritage Hall.
Really difficult to bounce back from bad snap after bad snap. So, right when this man goes to – I'm saying even in film, if they have film tomorrow like we did when I was in high school, before film and after film, you practice those snaps. You got to get better. District starts next week.
100%. So we got the punt team out there, and Heritage Hall didn't even have a returner. They're just going to accept wherever they end up, and that takes a John Marshall bounce. It's going to roll down to the 27-yard line, really close.
27-yard line, 26-yard line, somewhere in that ballpark.
I expect number 18, Walker Nelson, to come back out as quarterback for Heritage Hall. Young up-and-comer, and they're trying to get some younger players out on the field to give them some experience, and there's just nothing like experience that benefits a young player. You know, when you've been there and you've done that, and you know what it feels like, and you know what the environment is. It's a calming feeling, and it gives you more confidence to execute the task at hand. So waiting for the snap here. There it is. Quarterback draw right up the middle, and he's got 5 or 6. He's going to run to the right, and he's got the first down. I think he's going to be really close. Nice 10-yard gain by Heritage Hall. Number 18, Walker Nelson.
No, that's actually a new quarterback.
Is
I got
it really?
the old binoculars out, and that's number 19, Walker Weddle, the freshman quarterback, getting some varsity reps for Heritage Hall.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, Walker Nelson's a senior. And so now they're going to move to the third stringer, Walker Weddle. And he's in the shotgun position, double tight. 4-man front for John Marshall, and he's going to keep it to himself. Runs to the right, has a little bit of positive yards, maybe 2 to 3 yard gain for Heritage Hall. They're up 55-6 with about 3:15 left in the game. Hey, I want to give a big shout-out to State Farm Agent Chuck Davis. Let State Farm Agent Chuck Davis take care of all your insurance needs. Give him a call today at 405-378-8008. That's 405-378-8008. All right, shotgun formation. Heritage Hall has the freshman quarterback in. Hands the ball off to number 30. He's going to get about 2 yards. And Nate Iser, the freshman running back, gets the carry for the short gain.
Yeah, they're letting a lot of these freshman players get some varsity reps. That feels really good as an underclassman to get to play on a Friday night. Not only do you feel good, you go home and you tell your parents if they're not at the game, I got some varsity reps. You tell your girlfriend. That's just something that you talk about and you learn from and build off of.
3rd and 7 here. They're going to hand off to the running back who gets stifled at the line of scrimmage. Actually, a 1-yard loss. Good play by that John Marshall defensive line.
Yep.
That's something that they can certainly learn from. Stay tuned for post-game Big O's Pork and Dreams Barbecue, and Super Prep Player of the Game will be announced by my man Dylan Tribble to my right. 4th and 10 for Heritage Hall. And they're going to get those players lined up. 3 receivers to the wide side of the field, 1 to the left, and hands off again to the freshman running back for Heritage Hall. He gets tackled in the backfield. Really good pressure by the John Marshall defense right there. Finally have a little bit of momentum right there, number 57 for John Marshall. And number 21, they've got some younger players in this game, giving them some much-needed experience here. So
No
John
doubt.
Marshall's going to get the football back here momentarily with about a minute left in this game. There is a running clock, so I don't know how many plays they're going to be able to get off here. But this has definitely been a learning experience by John Marshall, and something that they can use to critique and film and grow as a team.
Got to do it. You got to grow. If you want to have success in Oklahoma high school football, you got to learn, adapt, and grow. We got 40 seconds left. If I'm coach, I'm running all go routes to the end zone.
Right?
Just
Why
full
not?
send.
Why not?
Air it out.
Why not? I'm not mad at that. Malcolm Ed gets the snap, hands off to Sean Powell. He's got a nice 5-yard gain right up the field. There's about 20 seconds left. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get another play going forward. Let me just ask you, Dylan, I mean, the game is basically over. Player of the game, Big O's Pork and Dreams Barbecue Player of the Game, Big O's Pork and Dreams Barbecue, home of the big nasty tater, the baked potato. They have 2 locations to serve you, one in Edmond off South Santa Fe and Edmond Road, and then in Midwest City, Southeast 15th. Stop by Big O's Pork and Dreams Barbecue for lunch or dinner, and Big O will make your barbecue dreams come true. I promise you that. Final score is 55-6. Heritage Hall gets the dub. Dylan, who's our Big O's Pork and Dreams Barbecue Player of the Game?
It is the man rocking the sticks for Heritage Hall, number 11, number 11, Rashad Smith. He had 2 house calls on the night on the offense side of the ball. We saw him on the edge making blocks for his running mate, Jordan Davis, and he was playing great football on the defensive backfield for the Heritage Hall Chargers. On defense, Rashad Smith, my man, you're the player of the game.
All right, and that's going to conclude our high school football game here tonight from Taft Stadium. Heritage Hall wins 55-6 over John Marshall. I appreciate everybody tuning in to PPBC TV and CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1. Our title sponsors for this game is SSM Health at St. Anthony, Super Prep, and Guiding Right Incorporated. Also sponsoring our broadcast is First Security Bank, Pollard Funeral Home, Geronimo's Bakery, Love's Student of the Month, Big O's Pork and Dreams Barbecue, State Farm agent Chuck Davis, and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company. I hope everyone has a great weekend and a great Friday night. Thank you for tuning in to CBS Sports Radio 105.3 FM and PPBC TV. We'll see you again next week.
You've just experienced